Hi, it's Sunday, 4th of September 2022, and I've got quite a lot of things to show you today. Let's get started. Hi, welcome to Kutopia, our very own knitting utopia. My name is Sonia, and I'm coming to you from Helsinki, southern Finland. The last time I recorded an episode was back in February, so 7 months ago. I was sure that I had made an episode in the springtime. I was thinking around April or May. I'm sure I did an episode, but no. February 10th is the date of my latest episode. So 7 months. But that's just life. That's just my life. The spring, it wasn't that bad, but still I was busy. We were sick quite a lot. I have a small child, and there was just a lot of things going on that weren't knitting related. But we're here now. We're saying goodbye to the hot summer. Thankfully, we're entering the sweater weather finally, and for the past 2 or 3 weeks I've been really inspired with knitting, and I have quite a few ideas what I want to do and film in this fall. So I think we should just get started. We have quite a few things to go through today. So on to the finished objects. Today I have 3 finished objects to show you, one of which you have seen in my last episode when I was still knitting it. And that is, of course, my Penguino pullover. No, it's not pullover, it's cardigan. I obviously haven't done any filming in the last 7 months. But anyways, this is a Penguino cardigan by Stephen West of West Knits. And I knit this for our now 2-year-old. Our kid turned 2 in the summer. And as you can see, this is way too big for them. I knit the size 2 to 4-year-old, yes, because I didn't know how long it would take me to finish this, and I didn't want it to be. I think there's the size for 1 to 2-year-olds, and then 2 to 4-year-olds, yes. So I didn't want to risk making a cardigan that was gonna be too small right away. So I chose the 2 to 4-year-old size, and I didn't do any kind of gauge swatch. Naturally, we don't do that in here. So I think I probably made like, this might even be for the 4 to 6-year-olds, the size of this. But I don't care. This is beautiful. I love everything about it. And as I have understood, the kids grow, so this will be good someday in the future. So I really don't know what I should tell you guys about this. I don't think that naming any of these yarns is helpful in any way, because I just used all of the scrap yarns, leftover yarns that I could find that fit the idea in my mind, or the aesthetic I was going for. Yeah, I did everything according to the pattern, except Cage is watching. And I think that these sleeves are a bit longer than the pattern calls for, but other than that, everything's done by the book. The last time that I showed you this cardigan, I was knitting this front panels, and I remember thinking about ripping back what I had done. There was some issue with the colors, or no issue with the colors, but the order of colors, and I think that this section and this pink section in here were also striped. Yeah, they were striped. So I have the underarm is striped, and the very front panel is striped. So I was thinking that there might be too much of a stripe, too much of a good thing going on. And I was thinking about ripping it back and knitting it again with a different order of colors. It's the same colors that I've been using, but I just changed the order of them. And I actually got a comment on my last episode. The person commenting had also done either Penguino or the adult version called Penguono, and they remember, or they told us that they had some sections in their cardigan. They had some sections of color that they actually absolutely hated or disliked strongly while they were knitting it, but once the whole garment was done, they couldn't even remember the which were the parts that they disliked in the beginning. And the same comment also said that what matters the most is perhaps the color of the color. That's a hard one. In this type of garment, because color. No, it's just all mixing in my head. The color is the thing that ties everything together, and I absolutely think that they're right, what they said in the comment. But by the time I read it, I had already unraveled this part and started to knit it again, and I don't regret it. I think it would have the stripes weren't that bad, but I prefer this one. I think that this pink section here, it pops quite nicely, and then the green here sort of brings out the yellow stripes that I have going on here. But yeah, I love this. I love these pumps in here, and so nice. Ever since I finished this, which was probably back in February or early March, it's been hanging in our living room, because something this beautiful should not be in the closet, hiding in a closet. And yeah, this is quite heavy. It weighs 652 grams. So I don't know if this is that practical for a small child to wear. Well, no, because this is way too big for a small child, but but even for a 4-year-old, I don't know, it might be kind of heavy for them to wear. But I don't really care. The fact that the that my kid will probably never wear this, other than for some photos that I'm gonna bribe them to take at some point. I love this so much. It's so beautiful. I can't even tell you which part is my favorite. I love the back piece. I love the color of it. I think these are just perfect. There's this yellow, and well, it's showing a bit more blue on the camera than it is in real life, but there are some blue tones in this light gray, and then there's this peachy bump, and these are not, I ran out of some yarn, or even 2 yarns, while I was making this, obviously, because this is, well, you can see it in here, that some color, some yarn changes in here, because this is made with leftovers. Personal success, I did not buy yarn to finish this leftover project, because that's usually what happens when you're working with scrap yarn or leftovers, at least with my projects. But anyways, I think that this blends, even though, well, it's not that obvious in person that it is on the camera. But yeah, I think it works just perfectly with the back piece and the other sleeve. And then I think I have actually, I think I talked about this in my last episode, but who knows. I have done the adult version Penguono once before. I gifted it to my mother, and I remember that I had the same sort of same idea with the stripes in the underarm section, that I wanted them to have this big contrast and having this kind of black and white vibe going on. As you can tell, this is not white and this is not black, but the contrast is high when you look at them. I don't know, that's just in my mind, that's the thing you need to have with your penguono and penguino. And yeah, and the bottom, this is where I started to struggle with the yarn. Obviously, I was running out of the best yarn and best colors, but I like the mold effect throughout the cardigan and the what do you call it? Oh my god, the subtle change of color. You know, there's a word for it. That's a word for it. I just I just can't remember it right now, but yeah, I think that worked out quite nicely with the bottom part of the hem, and then the sleeves are kind of same color than the hem. So yeah, I absolutely love this. If I could have this exact piece in my size, I would wear it all the time, but I unfortunately don't have enough of any of these yarns to do that, and I kind of want to make myself a penguono at some point, and then at the same time I'm not sure if I would ever really wear it. I think that's the main reason stopping me from starting right away. I actually have this huge basket full of yarn that I'm sort of putting aside for my penguono, and at the same time I'm really trying, or I'm really hesitant about starting a penguin for myself. I would love the process, I would love knitting it, but would I ever wear it enough? I don't know. Back when I used to work at the office instead of remotely from home, I'm still mostly working from home. I thought that penguin would be a perfect warmer for the office, because as we all know, office spaces tend to be a bit colder than living spaces, at least here in Finland. But now that I mostly work from home, I really don't need that kind of office warmer for myself. But I don't know, I'm really tempted to knit one for myself, and I think that in the last episode I said that I'm gonna make myself a penguin, but I think we're gonna have to put that on a back burner for now. But yes, this is the Penguino by Stephen West for my 2-year-old, and it's beautiful. I love it, and it has gotten quite a few compliments from our visitors, because it hangs in the living room all the time. But yes, this is the first finished object that has been finished for quite some time, but I wanted to show this to you because I'm so proud of it, I'm so excited about this, and because you saw it when it was still a work in progress. Don't worry, I'm not gonna show you everything I've knitted in the past 7 months, just a few key things that I think you will enjoy seeing. But yes, so pretty. Anywho, the next finished object I'm actually wearing. This is a Illan ilo pullover. I think it's designed by Sari Nordlund. I'm quite sure. I didn't check before I started filming, but I'm like 89% sure that this is Sari Nordlund's design. Why I'm not sure, it's because this design is published in Novitaknits magazine and on the website, and I think this was published back when Sari was the main designer for Novitaknits. So yes, I'm quite sure that this is Sari's design. The pattern Illan ilo has been sitting in my queue for quite some time, and the yarn is cotton merino by Drops design in this of white colorway. The yarn too has been sitting on my shelf quite some time, and it took like 2 years for the pattern and for the yarn to find each other. The original Illan ilo is knitted with this, I think, it's knitted with wool, I think, 100% wool, that is more plump than this cotton merino, but I think that this yarn works well enough with the pattern. I had this store-bought cotton pullover of white as well that I wore all the time during warmer months, and well, even on the winter months. But I actually I had worn it so much that it was broken beyond mending. So I needed a new basic white pullover, and I thought that the blend of cotton and merino, this 50% cotton, 50% merino, I think it's light DK, wait, or just DK. Anyway, I thought that this would be sort of light enough for the summer months because of the cotton that it carries, but for me this has been a bit too warm to wear during summer. But for the weather we're having right now, this is quite perfect. What do I want to tell you guys about this? The pattern called for 4mm needles, and I think I used 3.75mm needles, but I could have used easily 3.5mm needles. The fabric that I got with 3.75mm is kind of, well, it's airy, and that's a good thing, but it's also a bit uneven because the needle size was a bit too much, but it's good enough. And I know that with wear and washing it whenever I need to. I know you're not supposed to wash your knits that often, but I have a toddler which is not, so I need to wash my knits. And with washing, the stitches will probably even out quite a bit from what we're working with right now. I need the largest size. I don't remember the bust circumference for that one, but I just, well, obviously I didn't do a gauge swatch, but but I figured that with my size and with this yarn that is a bit thinner than what pattern calls for, and because I was using smaller size needles, I thought that the biggest size in the pattern was good for this oversized pullover I was aiming for. And yeah, it's meant to be oversized pullover. It's designed to be this very relaxed, slouchy pullover. I'm trying to get up from here so that you see, but it's just very basic. Very basic pullover. You can't see it right now, but I need it a bit longer than I usually do, because I wanted to have a jumper that I can wear easily with leggings as well when I'm at home. So the back is a bit longer than the front. Can I show it to you? Up. Yep. The back piece is a bit longer than the front piece, so the back piece ends right below my bum, or just on my bum. It could have been a few centimeters longer, but it's good enough. It's good enough. I mainly wear this at home. This is a very, very comfy jumper that I don't mind people seeing if I need to turn on my webcam. But yeah, I'm super happy with this. It's you start knitting with this. I love this shoulder design, and I kind of want to knit this pattern again at some point, or use this this structure with a design of my own, perhaps at some point. But yeah, you start with knitting this long, narrow piece. This is fisherman's rib. I didn't tell you that. Yeah, this is a fisherman's rib. Yeah, you start with this long, narrow piece of fisherman's rib. You let the stitches in here to rest, and then you pick up stitches from the each side of your piece, and then you start to work down. And when you reach the underarm, which is not the prettiest one you've ever seen, but you don't really get to see that. Once you reach the underarm, you start working in the round. And so everything in the pattern was easy to follow and very logical. And this, I think I need this in like 3 weeks time in the spring, which is really, really fast for me. Speed knit project. I did a tubular bind off on the sleeves and on the hem, and I've done tubular bind off a few times before. I'm not very fast with it, and I struggle with it quite a bit, but I do enjoy the end result. Even this is not the best tubular bind off in the world by any means, but even when it's not that good, it's quite good. But for the neckline, I tried, and I hadn't realized before that this, this leans a bit, but it's okay. But yeah, for the neckline, I tried to do the tubular bind off as well. It didn't work out at all, and I tried a few different necklines all together with this one. I ended up doing it this the way the pattern calls for, this ribbed V-line neckline, but I tried just picking up the stitches and doing an I-cord neckline. Just, I think it was a three stitch I-cord, and it looked kind of nice, but it was just too low, by a half a centimeter or something. So maybe if I had done a 4-stitch I-cord or 5-stitch I-cord, that would have, fixed the issue. But at that point, I just wanted to have a jumper pullover to wear. So I ended up doing this neckline, and there's nothing wrong with this. I think there is a better solution out there somewhere, but this is fine. And I have been wearing quite a lot of this jumper, and I think that I will wear this quite a lot in the future. The Drops Cotton Merino is not my favorite yarn. It is very affordable and soft. This is very nice to wear, but it's already, I can already see some pilling with this. I think the fibers that they use are quite short. I'm not sure, but anyways, I'm just, the only worry I have with this pullover is that how will it wear? Will the yarn hold hold well. We shall see. But anyways, this weighs 654 grams. So quite a stash busting project, as well as the Pinguino. But I have also been buying some yarn as well. So unfortunately, my stash has not decreased or gotten any smaller, really. But that's okay. This is my hobby. This is my hobby, and sometimes I love to dive to my stash and just get inspired by all of the yarn in there. So obviously I need to have some yarn in my stash. But yeah, it's not. I'm really not looking for to just increase the stash endlessly. But I try to be mindful with the things that I buy. But anyway, I'm digressing here. I think that's all I want to say about this Illan Ilo pullover. I can highly recommend the pattern. It's free pattern in the Novitaknits website. It's available in Finnish, and I think it's also available in English. If so, I will link all the stuff I talk about in the link in the description box down below, so you can check it from there. But yes, beautiful pattern, and I'd really love to have a woolen winter version as well, especially with these energy prices that just keep climbing up. We're gonna need all the wool we can get. Okay. The third and final finished object that I have to show you guys today is a gift. This is a graduation gift for my friend. She graduated as a wilderness guide this summer, and I wanted to celebrate her success. I wanted to success. Well, she is successful. I wanted to celebrate her accomplishment with a pullover. Naturally, knitting is my love language, and this is what I do every time I want to celebrate someone with someone. And so I didn't want to waste money and energy on something that she wouldn't like. I think there is a risk whenever you need something as a surprise gift for someone, and with this I didn't want to take that risk. I told her beforehand that I want to knit you a pullover, or I want to knit you anything you want, and she decided to go with a pullover. And then we looked for ideas on a shared Pinterest board, and she found this pattern. This beautiful pattern. Pattern is called Skógafjall. I'm sorry for butchering this name, and I haven't written down the name of the designer. I probably thought that I would remember it, so I didn't bother with writing it down. But obviously I don't remember it. But I'm gonna write everything down in the description box, so you can go and check this pattern out. This is beautiful. So she picked this pattern by herself, and she would have liked the original colors that the pattern had. It was this same green. My friend has this beautiful red hair, so this green goes very nicely with it. She looks great wearing anything green. And then the second color was this lighter green. It was nice pop of color, lighter, brighter green. And then I don't actually remember the third color, but it was even lighter. So the colors actually went from light to dark in the original pattern. But in the whole of Finland, in the web shops, there was not. We couldn't find the green, the lighter green color that the original pattern used, and so we picked this green. Sun started shining, so hopefully you can see these colors. Well, you can see them well enough. We're not aiming for perfection in here. Never have. But anyways, we did find enough of this green, and then we picked this very light heathered beige. I don't have the code for this green, but everything will be in the box down below. But this heathered beige. This is colorway 0086. So we picked the green one and the light heathered beige, I'm pretty sure it's called, and then she picked white. And yes, and I thought that these three colors looked and still look very, very, very nice together. And this is the problem when you order yarn online. You don't always you have to take a bit of a risk. You have to take a chance with your colors, and I thought that the contrast between these two, I thought that the contrast between these two colors was good enough, that it was big enough contrasts that you could do color work with this. But I was wrong. I actually I need the you work from bottom up. You need the body first, from bottom up, and then you need both of the sleeves, and then you join in the round, and you leave best part to last. So I had this was also a very quick knit, fast knit. This was my first time working with Eastex Letlopi yarn, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. So I knit the whole pullover up until here in probably 3 or 4 weeks. Once again, very fast for me. But then I joined in the third color, and straight away I realized that I couldn't really tell the difference between the white and the beige stitches on the needle. So there was honestly there was no contrast with the colors. And sometimes you can work with a very faint contrast, There are beautiful color work pullovers with that sort of faded was the word I was looking for before. but it's not the word for now. Sometimes you can work and you can make beautiful designs with very similar colors, or colors with low contrast. But I don't think this was the design. This was not the time for that. So it was in the June. The weather was getting really warm, and I needed to buy another color. Once again, we have color. Yeah, I needed to buy another ball of yarn. And the weather was getting way too warm to be holding a large knit project in your lap. So I put this aside. I worked with other things, or actually I didn't need all that much in July and August because of the weather. But anyways, so in the beginning of August, I think, yes, in the beginning of August, I took a trip to my local yarn store, Snurre. Highly recommend. You should all go there if you're ever in Helsinki. And I had samples of these colors with me, and then immediately this was like the first ball of yarn that I picked up. This is all I have left. This warm heathered brown, and I know that this breaks the original logic of the colors, you know, getting lighter as you work upwards, but I really like this end result. I think this is beautiful, and I didn't want to I could have swapped this to this beige and this brown, to have brown in the middle and beige beige here, but I didn't want to do that. Immediately when I saw this brown, I just this is it. I tried to look looking at other colors as well, but no, my mind was made up, and my friend doesn't know that I had to change the color. I don't know why. I just asked her that, do you trust me? I need to make some changes with the pattern. Do I have your permission? And she was like, yeah, go for it. I trust you. I'm hoping she doesn't regret that when she sees this. But I really love the end result here. I love this brown, and I think I want to knit myself an Icelandic sweater as well at some point. And I've been thinking about possible color patterns for quite a few years. I think I want to knit myself Treista, or the classic Riddari at some point, but there are so many beautiful colors with Eastex yarns, especially with Letlopi yarns, that I really hadn't, I haven't, I didn't know where to start with the colors, but I think that this is a very strong candidate to be the main color of my Icelandic sweater at some point. But yes, I love this. The other change I made with the other modification from the pattern that I made was that I did this folded collar in the pattern. The neckline is just the same as here, but I'm, for some reason, for the past few years I've been really I've been, no, I like folded collars. I think it gives a sort of nice finished design for a sweater, and also because I'm quite afraid that this might be a bit too big for my friend. We'll get to that a bit later. So I thought that when you have this double neckline, folded neckline, it has a bit more structure to it, so it doesn't. It will hopefully hold a bit better, even if the pullover is too big for wearer. Here's hoping. And as you can tell, I ran out of the brown yarn in the last round, so I just decided to bind off using the beige yarn. So instead of instead of showing people that I ran out of yarn, I made this design element. Very, very clever of me. And then even though there are a few short rows in the back to give you that height for your neck, I decided to put some of the green yarn in the neck, so that you can easily just see which way goes where. So pullover is beautiful, even though I didn't do gauge swatch, because no, the size is perfect, or the size she chose is perfect. My only worry is that she chose a size that is too large for her. I'm not sure if I'm making any sense, but all of my friends are smaller than me, quite a lot smaller than me. So in my eyes, they're all petite, quite, So whenever I need something for my friends, I'm like, I start from the smallest sizes. I start suggesting that I should probably do this extra small for you, and then my friends are like, no, that's way too big, that's way too small for me. And logically in my brain, I know that there are different sizes, among the people that are smaller than me, but somehow in my eyes they're all tiny. And so when I finished this, when I blogged this and I looked at it, I think this has to be too big for her. And we're not aiming for a very you know, we're not aiming for negative ease or any type of fitted sweater in here. We're aiming for positive ease because this is meant to be a layering piece for whenever she's outside, which is all the time. But still, I'm a bit scared that this is the wrong kind of big, wrong kind of oversized, and I'm a bit anxious to send this to her because I know that she waits for it and wants a pullover to wear. Obviously, I want to give her a pullover that she can wear, but I just need to rip the band-aid and send it to her. And if it is too big, she can still she can throw it in a wash and fold, try to felt it gently, honey. if it's way too big, but yeah, we shall see. We don't know the truth until until she can try this on. But yes, Skógafjall pullover, very happy with the end result. And yes, I kind of want to keep this to myself as well. But we're not gonna do that. Yes, this is the last of the finished objects that I want to show you guys today. So let's hop on to the works in progress. Okay, whips. I have two active whips that I want to show you guys today. I was actually kind of shocked when I was making the notes and looking for stuff all around our home that I only have two whips right now. Of course, I have some UFOs lying around, but active whips, I only have two. I think I forgot to mention that the Skógafjall pullover weighs 574 grams. I need the fifth size. There we go. Okay, now the first work in progress that I'm gonna talk to you guys about today is my, let's see, this way, Seela pullover. Here we go. Seela pullover is a pattern by Line magazine. It's a pattern that has. I'm sorry. The pattern has not been published in any of the issues of Line magazine, but it's available on Ravelry and on the website. And actually, the profit from all of the profits from this design go to Nice and Funky Women's Bag. There's this whole campaign about this throughout the year 2022. But yes, Seela is this very basic, simple raglan pullover. Once again, we have this folded neckline that I'm a fan of, and then we have simple. Yeah, there are some short rows in the back, and then just raglan increases and so on. There's really not much to say about this pattern in itself. It's very simple, enjoyable to knit. I don't have to think about anything while I'm knitting this. The yarn that I'm using is Sandnes Garn. Oh my god. Worsted alpaca. It's 96% alpaca and 4% nylon. It's this very, very fluffy and soft and comforting yarn. The color that I chose, this muddy brown, the colorway is 3161. It's not something I would have chosen a year ago, even 6 months ago. I was looking at these colors online way before I went and bought the yarn, and I was looking, you know, the usual suspects. I had this old rose light pink, muted light pink that I was eyeing on, and then there was this light grayish blue, which both were sort of my colors, well, the usual suspects. But then I bought this yarn the same time I bought the Letlopi for my friend's pullover, and I went and I saw the wall of this yarn. There are so many beautiful colors, and I surprised myself with picking this muddy brown, but in the end it made sense. I wanted a pullover that goes with everything, just, you know, everyday pullover. And when I thought about my wardrobe and the clothes I have there, both of the yarns that I had thought about before, the light pink one and the light blue one, there were some pieces in my wardrobe that I could have not worn with either of those colors. And then I saw this one, and I was, well, this is exciting brown. This is exciting muddy brown. And then I mentally went through my wardrobe, and I think that this will go well with everything. So I bought the yarn, and ever since I need to pick up the pullover. Ever since I started working on this, I've been in love with the color, then I've hated the color, then I'm in love with the color, and yeah, it's gonna be okay. I think I will wear this all the time once I'm done with this. I'm using 5.5mm needles. Pattern calls for 6mm needles, but I don't have those. I thought I did, which is why I didn't buy them when I bought the yarn, but it's fine. I think I think my cage is spot on with the 5.5mm needles. That's also why I don't do cage swatches usually, because I've been knitting for such a long time that I know I know what I need. My cage used to be cage. Yeah. My cage tends to be quite loose, so that's why. So I usually, when I think about my cage, I think about yarn that I'm using, whether I'm using bamboo needles or metallic needles. I tend to guess the needle size good enough or close enough to get the gauge I need. And that's what happened here as well. I've tried this on. I'm needing the fourth size, and it's quite perfect. Quite perfect. Slightly oversized pullover. I actually this is actually the second version that I'm making. This is the remains of the first version, because I was in such a hurry to just start knitting and get on with it. At first I did the folded neckline. I think I did it 6 rounds shorter than the pattern calls for. Sort of just the type of folded neckline I usually do. But then when I was checking something on the pattern, I think I had done like 20 centimeters of the body already when I stopped for the first time and did some thinking. I realized that I really like one of the things that I like about this pattern is the higher neckline. So if that was the only issue, I would have just continued with this one and redone the neckline as the very last thing. But even when I was knitting this one, I thought to myself, wouldn't this look quite nice with a wider raglan seam, fake seam. This is the one. This is done according to pattern, and I think I had already done most of the raglan increases when I had the idea of the wider raglan. So I just thought that, yeah, we'll try that next time. Let's continue with this one. But when I realized the neckline thing, I just thought to myself that I'm gonna start all over again. And I did. And here you can see you can't really tell that because of this yarn. It's such a fluffy yarn, so it doesn't make that much of a difference to anyone else but me. I'm very happy with this wider raglan seam. I have 4 stitches between the increases, when this only has 2 stitches between the increases. So I don't know, there isn't that much more to say about this. I'm on the body island, but it's not an island because I'm really enjoying making this. In the evenings we've been watching Supernatural from HBO Max. We have tried to watch the whole show once or twice before, but never. We have never finished it, and now we're on season 8, I think, and it's an entertaining show. It's not a great show, but it's quite perfect for for evenings when we're quite tired and just need something to take our minds off from our everyday lives. So supernatural is way to go with that. And so this is perfect. This is a perfect evening project for right now. And the reason I haven't ripped this off, unraveled the whole thing, is that I've been knitting. I've been knitting my Seela straight from the original one, like this. That's how lazy I am. But it works okay. I think, of course, well, yeah, you can't really tell. Here I used a whole new skein, new ball of yarn, just because I thought that the neckline and the chest area is what you see first with your pullover. So I wanted that to be as smooth as possible. but I think that once I finish and wet block this, it will all even out quite nicely. But yes, this will be my Seela pullover, and I'm hoping to get a lot of wear out of it. Yeah, 15 minutes worth of talk about the pattern. I didn't really have that much to say about. Okay, the second work in progress is actually almost 2 works in progress. Well, we shall see. As a workday knit, sometimes I do quite a lot of webinars and such at work, so my hands are idle. I don't have to make that many notes or anything like that. So I always have a work project or two going on. And this fall I went back to work from my summer leave in the beginning of August, and since then, in the last month, I already finished a pair of socks for the kit, for our kit. This is about size European size 24. These are perfect for our 2-year-old right now. And the yarns, well, as you can see, these are, I think I maybe should have shown you these in the FO section, but I haven't finished these yet. So the yarns that I'm using, the purple one is a Rva Silmusolmu hand-dyed. Both of these are hand-dyed yarn. The purple one is Rva Silmusolmu Twisti sukka. Yes, it's a sock yarn. I think it's it's a fairly new base for her. Nope. Well, the yarn base in itself has some black and white sections. So I assume that the undyed yarn is white with few black and white twists every now and then, and when you dye over it, you get this almost hand. The yarn has almost hand woven look, hand spun look to it, and it's a really nice base. These are leftover yarns. Obviously, when you're knitting for 2-year-old, you don't crack a new skein for those socks. And I really I like this purple, and actually the kid loves it as well, and they picked both of these colors for themselves. I was going through my yarn stash, and the kid came mucking about, and then they picked up both of these yarns and said that they wanted socks for themselves. Actually, I've almost ran out of the second yarn, but yeah, here we go. I can show you guys. But yes, I think it almost has this hand spun look to it. But yeah, I have this purple leftover skein, and then the second that I have of the same base is this green one. But yes, really nice yarn. Beautiful, makes beautiful socks. And the second yarn that I'm using is Hedgehog Fibres, the merino sock base, and I have no idea about the color, the name of this color. I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me. I have no idea. This is a leftover from years ago. It must be at least 4 years old, so no, there's not a chance of me remembering to name of this colorway. But yes, I think I'm really happy with these. I think these are quite cute, and I was obviously, as a knitting mom, I was very proud of my child for picking colors that go so well together. I don't know if they would have picked some colors that would be that were very clashing in my eyes. Would I have done socks for them? Probably I would have. But anyways, just this very basic pair of socks, and I probably need to weave in the ends and wet block this quite ASAP, because weather is getting quite cold in here. And then I started a second pair, and I knew that I didn't have, because these are just the right size for now, and kids grow quite fast. I knew I needed a second pair of socks for the winter to come, and so I started a second pair, and I knew that I didn't have enough of this Hedgehog Fibres yarn, so I striped it with the green Twisti sukkis, and this is actually a second version of this striped sock. I already did a different version. These are done with 2.25 millimeter needles and 52 stitches. Yes, and I made these with the same needles but 56 stitches. And well, I made the sock, the foot, too long, so it wasn't gonna work anyways. But then the 56 stitches were too much. They were too loose on the kid's leg, so I needed to remake these anyway, and I wasn't sure about the colors. Now that I'm seeing them on camera, I kind of like this one, But yeah, I also like this one. I think it's either way, it looks nice. And I like how the green, I feel that the green yarn picks up different shades from the Hedgehog Fibres than the purple one does. Well, then it's just my eyes. Who knows? But yes, I also thought about making, socks like these. So they would be, well, same, but different, as I learned from Vietnam quite a few years ago. But I thought that my kid would hate it. They're not the type of person to be wearing a mismatched socks. I'm not sure, I haven't tried, but I have an idea that they wouldn't like it. So I'm making these for them, and it's the same thing that I did with the Seela pullover. I'm too lazy to unravel this before starting to make a second one, so I'm just knitting straight from the original sock. But yeah, I will probably finish this next week or week after that, and then I will have to figure out a new work project for myself. But yeah, I think that was all of the works in progress that I have at the moment. I think I'm not gonna talk about any of my plans this time. I just wanna say that I think this is gonna be a full basics for me, for my knits. I'm really inspired by this, by the Seela pullover, and I have few yarns in my stash that are screaming to become raglan pullovers, very basic pullovers. I think that we're all gonna need our woolen knits this winter because of the energy crisis. So I'll probably whip up some raglan pullovers for myself, and I wouldn't be surprised if I had to knit something for my husband as well. The kid is well stocked with knits, and obviously a sweater for 2-year-old takes a week of knitting, but I'm pretty sure that my husband will want a jumper for himself as well at some point. But I don't, yeah, we're not gonna dive into that topic today. I have talked your ears off by now, I'm sure. But hopefully I will record another episode for you guys in a few weeks' time. It's probably gonna be a themed episode. First themed episode on this channel. I hope you enjoyed today's episode whenever I get to publish it. I'm not yet sure if I'm gonna send the Skógafjall pullover to my friend before I publish this episode, or am I brave enough to show this pullover to her remotely through via internet. I'm not sure about that yet. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed seeing what I have done in the recent months, and most of all, I really hope to see you guys here again. Leave a comment down below. I would love to hear about your projects for this fall. Are you planning on doing something very intricate and special, or are you leaning more towards basics as I am, or whatever inspires you at the moment? Any type of comments are very welcome. And if you enjoy my ramblings, please subscribe to my channel. But yeah, hope to see you guys next time. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Bye bye.